Hi, I'm John Delano, political editor, KDKA Television, CBS Pittsburgh. And we are with the Democratic nominee for mayor, State Representative Ed Gainey, who defeated the incumbent mayor, Bill Peduto, in the Democratic primary on Tuesday. Congratulations, Representative Gainey. It's great to be with you.
Hey, thank you so much, John. It's great to be with you.
So let me just ask the basic question a lot of people are asking. How did you win this primary election, in your view?
We brought together a lot of different coalitions. You heard me talk about it when I first ran. We wanted to unite Pittsburgh. We want to bring this city together. And so we intentionally reached out to everybody. And we've seen that come together. Even on election night, it was amazing just seeing the diversity of people that was at the election night party. We did what we set out to do. And I told you we could. We could bring this city together. I believe in that. And we started that already. We didn't wait till we get to where we're at. We started that from the beginning, and we see how it grew throughout the months.
You know, of course, there's a lot of 2020 vision going on right now and trying to assess how it is you put together this victory. So let me ask you about some of the component parts of this. Were you surprised at turnout at all? Do you think it was better or worse than you expected?
I'm not gonna say I was surprised. What I'll say is that we had a message that I believe resonated with this city, and that would bring people out. And so we expected the turnout to be a little higher than normal. And I think that was the difference. The young Pittsburgh spoke up. They showed up. You know, a lot of people say, hey, they don't go vote, they don't do this. I think they destroyed that narrative, and they really went out and voted, and it shows in the numbers.
When you say that, young Pittsburgh, I think a lot of people are suggesting that Pittsburgh has changed since Bill Peduto was a city council member way back when. Can you describe that a little better for us? It's not just younger, is it?
No, I think it's younger. I think the environment has changed here. I believe that, one of the things when I was on the campaign trail that really made me feel good is when you was hearing mom saying, hey, my son and my daughter is knocking doors for you. That's amazing. They're really engaged in your campaign, and they're really hopeful. And that's the level of hope that we want to see in our young people, because, John, that's what makes people stay here. When people are hopeful, when they believe in a better city, they want to stay to help that how we reimagine this city. And so when you're on a campaign trail and you hear your moms and dads saying, hey, my children are campaigning for you, they're knocking doors for you, they're making calls, and they're excited. That excitement leads over to what I believe has been going on for the last 3 years. There's a change in this city, and we need to embrace that change.
How important were groups like One Pittsburgh and maybe particularly Unite in securing your victory?
Unite, One Pittsburgh, APA, One PA, they were huge. Also, the bridge that we built. The Painters Union, Operating Engineers Union, 14th Ward Independent Democratic Club. There's so many people that I'm thankful for, but it also showed you all those groups and more that Allegheny County Democratic Committee, they all came about in this campaign. So look at the unity in the different groups, the different ideologies coming together in the name of justice, in the name of wanting to see a better Pittsburgh. That shows you that change is here. And I thank each one of those organizations that endorsed me because they worked together.
Do you have any regrets about the way the campaign was run at all?
You mean from our side?
Well, both sides.
So I'm only going to speak about my side. I'm happy with the campaign we ran. We ran a positive campaign. We ran an upbeat campaign. We made sure that we talked to the issues. We didn't get into people's character. We didn't try to assassinate nobody's character. We didn't want that. What we wanted to do was make sure that we ran a positive campaign that talked about how we come together to address the issues and build a city for all. And we were able to accomplish that.
As you know, 54% of Democrats voted for another candidate. What's your message to those Democrats, the majority of Democrats who voted against you?
That I want to be a mayor for everybody. And, I've been saying it from day one. I am here to be a mayor. My team is here to be a mayor and administration that wants to serve all of this city. And we have a great opportunity to do that. So we're going to reach out to them as well. We want to talk to them. We want to make sure that we engage them and let them know that we're here for everybody. There is no Eddie Camp, Bill Camp, Tony Camp, Michael Camp. It's the camp called the City of Pittsburgh. And we have to work together to improve the quality of life here.
Well, let me ask you then now, if I may, Representative, about some of the issues that came up in the campaign, and so that you can address them head on. As mayor, and we'll make an assumption that you've won the election in November, although I know it's only fair there will be a campaign for November. But let's assume you are mayor. Will you be suing UPMC and other nonprofits to pay their fair share?
We want them to pay their fair share. We will take the action that's necessary. If that means going to court, then we have to go to court.
What is it that they need to do to avoid a legal challenge?
One thing, we just have to have a sit down and talk about how they pay their fair share. We want the tax revenue. The city needs the tax revenue. There's no question about that. We have disparities in the city when it comes to the Black and white community that needs to be addressed. There are several ways that you pay your fair share. And we believe it's time. We're talking about a $9 billion nonprofit charitable organization. I don't want at least $1 billion, if not more, of a charitable organization. If we're going to grow the city, everybody has to come together to pay their fair share. That's just the reality of it. That's how city grows. And we need to make sure that occurs. That's a priority, because at the end of the day, the more we work together, the more that we're generating things for the city, the better city we have.
Do developers, those who want to construct new office buildings or housing in the city of Pittsburgh, do they have anything to worry from a Gainey administration?
You know, I've said it before and I'll say it again. We're going to make the city affordable. We're going to make sure that we're investing in affordable housing. We want to pass inclusionary zoning, because we know at the end of the day, that means that affordability is embedded into the project. So moving forward, that's my agenda, to make this city affordable again.
Well, what does that mean for the Pittsburgh business community, whether they're downtown or in other parts of the city? Do they have anything to fear from a Gainey administration?
I look forward to working with them. I want to work with them. I want to hear what they say. But we've been clear about my agenda. And I'm going to stay focused on my agenda. But, based on my agenda, no one has nothing to worry about. I want to work with everybody, but we have to have an agenda that makes the city affordable again. So, from my perspective, I don't believe they have anything to worry about. We need to talk about my agenda and how we can implement this in a way that's good for the city of Pittsburgh.
Let me ask about another sensitive issue, because you've talked about this. We know about the issue of policing in the city of Pittsburgh. How is the police force going to change under Mayor Ed Gainey?
Well, there's going to be a couple changes. One, we will not tolerate any type of officers that make racist comments. We're not going to do it. You can't grow a city on racism. That will not be tolerated. That's number one. I'm not telling whether it's a private Facebook chat, public Facebook page. That's not what we do. We do not send a message of hate, particularly for those that are out there to uphold the law and make sure that they're serving and protecting. Number one, we will not tolerate hate. Two, we will definitely be having police officers walk the beat. There's no question about that. Black and brown communities. We will change that. And we believe that social workers need to go out on calls. And we're serious about that, and we will develop that.
Do you think the crime rate will go down under Mayor Ed Gainey?
I believe that we have to work on a public health plan. You've heard me say it before. The violence in this community, public safety can't solve it. It has to come from a public health plan that deals with the trauma that has happened in this city and a lot of these communities, to deal with some of the mental health issues that we know exist here and that we have to be able to deal with, not from an incarceration standpoint, but from a mental health standpoint, so that people are getting the help that they need. We need a public health plan.
I think some police officers say that the current mayor, has kept them from enforcing the law. I take it, in your view, that's just not a view you accept, right?
Between the mayor, this current mayor, and that administration, I really don't know what all the issues are, John, to be honest. So I'm gonna leave that alone. But under my administration, it's all about how we police in a way that is respectful, that is mannerable, and that builds relationship. That's the number one issue. And we can have those conversations, but we have to rebuild the trust that has eroded between police and community. We have to. If not, we can't get better, John. And so at the end of the day, that's where I'm focused at, is how we build better relationships. And I'm willing to do that.
You know, there was I would say a fair amount of criticism of the current mayor for traveling around the world, not spending enough time in Pittsburgh. Can you give me some sense of where your priority is? The mayor would say, the current mayor, that he was out there promoting Pittsburgh and the things Pittsburgh has been doing. And maybe there's a balance there, but tell me what a Mayor Ed Gainey would be doing with respect to all these national and international conferences that Mayor Peduto enjoyed going to.
You know, you always have to be an ambassador for your city. That's a given. But my work is right here in the city of Pittsburgh. I need to be here. I need to be present. They need to see me. I need to know that the operations are running effectively. And of course, you do want to be ambassador to some part. But 80% of my time is going to be right here in this city. My team will be working to make this city better. That's 80% of my time is going to be in the city of Pittsburgh. Now, on some conferences that I have to go to, or if we're trying to recruit business here, or what have you, of course I want to be an ambassador to that. But I have to make sure that Pittsburgh is moving properly, and that requires me to be present.
I don't have to tell you, you were elected with white votes as well as black and brown votes. And there's always this concern. We've talked in the past about black flight from the city. And some might suggest we're going to see some white flight from the city with the first African-American mayor. Let me ask you to speak to that, because race is such an important and highly sensitive issue. Speak to all voters, no matter their color. Why is Pittsburgh going to be the best place in the world to live?
It's going to be amazing because we have great people. And we want to build a diverse city. We want everybody to feel welcome here. And we want to build a city where they do feel welcome. And so I don't want anybody to move out. I want people to move in. And that's why we talked about affordability. We have an opportunity to make this the most welcoming city in the United States. And that's my focus. I want to grow this region in a way that when people come here, they see their culture reflective here and want to stay. That's important. And that's the culture that's the city we're going to build.
And then the final two questions. Let me ask you about education and the public school systems. Mm-hmm. I know that it's frustrating for mayors in this city, and I've seen it through a number of mayors, to really have no control over the city school systems, because people decide whether to live and stay in Pittsburgh based on the quality of public schools for their families. And we know plenty of families of all races who have opted out of the public school system. What's your view of the role of the mayor and what you can do to kind of reverse what some think is the downward trend in the quality of the Pittsburgh public educational system and really get things on the upswing again?
Yeah. You can't be a world-class city unless you have a world-class education system. We know that. And I want to work with the Pittsburgh Public School, the board, the superintendent. I'm not going to be in the paper pointing fingers at nobody. We got to work together. We have to have an opportunity where we work together and let us talk about how the city can help them. I know after-school programming is big. I know early education is big. I know broadband is a big topic. There are ways that we can work together to help improve education. But it starts with communicating. You know, same with the Port Authority and other in the health department. You know, we don't have no control over it, but it's great to be able to partner with a county exec and a county council and talk about how we can work together to improve those systems and those operations. Sometimes you don't have to be in charge. There's a lot of times in industries we're not in charge, but based on the fact that we can communicate and work together, we can always do things to move the city forward. And I look forward to that.
Well, that sort of leads into the question about relationships with other elected officials. Have you heard from the governor? Have you heard from the county executive? Have others reached out to you? How do you envision the working relationship with them going forward?
Yeah, I've heard from the governor. I've heard from the county exec. I've heard from the president. So we've heard from we've heard from these people that's in positions of power from a political standpoint, and we look forward to working with them. We look forward to sitting down. Reached out. A lot of my state representatives, if not all of them, have reached out from Allegheny County. So, we look forward to working with everybody. We look forward to building relationships. That's the number one. We have to build relationships if we're going to work together to move this region forward. You heard me say it on election night. One person can't move this city forward. It takes the city of Pittsburgh to move us forward.
Did the president call you? Did you talk to the president directly?
Yes.
Can you share with us what he said?
He just congratulated me.
I know that the gentleman you defeated apparently at least tweeted that they talked about jobs. Is there anything you would like from President Biden?
I was just very happy that, that the president took a moment to call me and congratulate me, and I look forward to working with the administration as we go forward. But it was just a great congratulatory call.
Final question to Representative Ed Gainey, the Democratic candidate for mayor of Pittsburgh. Representative, final words to the city of Pittsburgh. What does it mean to all of us having you as the likely next mayor of the city of Pittsburgh?
First, I want to say thank you. And what you're going to get from me is a person that goes to work every day, that's going to work as hard as I can to serve the people of this city. And I look forward to that. And I thank you for the opportunity to serve you. And we can't wait to go to work.
Can't wait to go to work.
Exactly.
Representative Ed Gainey, Democratic nominee for mayor of Pittsburgh. Thank you, sir, very much. It was great to be with you, and I appreciate you sharing so much time with me today. Thank you again.
Well, John, always. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Good journalism can shape an entire community. Good photojournalism can capture a story